Okay, well, good evening, everyone. This is Christy Vogelsberg, and I am just excited to have you all join us here for our January Jumpstart. Let me get my, whoops, let me get back to you. Let me get my screen shared here, and so you can see my slides. Okay, not those slides. We'll get back over here. There we go. Can everyone see those? Okay, heads up. Yes, you're all muted, right? And you're not answering. Oh, very good. Okay, well, we are just going to take a few minutes this evening, have a little casual conversation, get a cup of tea if you haven't already, or a glass of water, and we will just share some ideas with our Shred 10, our Clean Eating Jumpstart here into January. We as a team will actually be doing 2 of the 10-day programs, and they'll start on January the 2nd is the first one, and then the second one will start on January the 15th. And I know many folks will be jumping in with the first one, and especially in January, they love to go ahead and just continue right on into that second one, because it's just such a great way to really keep moving forward with their healthy habits and things that they are focused on, and they love doing it with the support and the new recipes and such they're trying are just a bonus with us. Absolutely. So, all right. Well, without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. And so first thing, just some of the misconceptions sometimes with Shred 10, people say, well, so are you losing 10 pounds in 10 days? Or what is that Shred 10? What does that mean? So for some people, yes, it can be part of a healthy weight loss or weight maintenance program. But the idea really is that we are shredding the foods, the toxins, the habits, things that really are not serving us. And so, yes, we are maybe shredding some more carrots, and we're really being, though, more mindful, though, about what we're eating, when we're eating, why we are eating. And so being more mindful about our activities and being more intentional about the good habits that we are creating, that we're developing. And as I often find, when we create those good things and start implementing those, they often will start to crowd out some of the other, maybe other unhealthy routines or habits that we've been in. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we know, though, many people say, well, yeah, I think maybe it is a good idea to kind of detox, or why we need to do something like this. And I like to even call the shred a kind of a clean eating jumpstart or a reset button. We do these once a month, so it can be kind of a reboot. Like you reboot your computer, or maybe download some new software. It's like, let me just get a restart here on my health. And the thing we see, though, is there are unfortunately, two startling trends that are in our world. The first one is that we're exposed to so many different environmental toxins, and we live in this chemical world. We have pollution, we have the chemicals that are maybe in our groundwater. They're everywhere. We're breathing them in, we're putting them on our skin, they may be on our lawn or in our swimming pool, and even eating them. So again, our food quality too is decreasing. We're having more chemicals and pesticides and artificial colors and flavors and growth hormones and genetically modified components to our food. So we're getting it not only in our environment, but we're getting it just as a byproduct of the food that we are putting in our body. Now, I like this little picture, though, because this does give us a little more of an idea of why dieting doesn't work, and why we do need to really focus on kind of detoxifying our body, helping our liver to do this as well. So the first picture we'll see is our body stores fat and in robes, which means it kind of builds a wall around. It uses the fat cells in our body to store those toxins. A lot of those toxins and pesticides and things, they're fat soluble. So they get stored in our fat cells. And that is a compensatory protective mechanism of our body, though. It protects our vital organs. It keeps those things from wreaking havoc or causing cancer or doing harm to our body. But what happens if we are either, say, we're over exercising, or going into caloric restriction, okay, what happens is, yes, we may burn fat, as we'll see, by dieting or exercising, but if we don't do that with proper nutrition, and that's nutritional support, that actually stresses our body even more. So I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I know in different stages of my life when I maybe it's like, okay, I'm going back to the gym, I'm going to go every day. And then, gosh, I'm dragging butt, I'm tired, I'm feeling achy, sometimes you almost feel flu-like, or end up getting a cold after a few days. It's like, what in the world? This is supposed to be making me better. Why am I getting sick? Well, you are allowing all those toxins to now become reactivated in your body, and it is they are creating inflammation. They are kind of, again, wreaking havoc as your body is trying to eliminate them. So often what happens then, we go through that rebound, the self-protection piece, where our body then makes more fat cells to store those toxins again, because we never got rid of them. We never eliminated the toxins from our body. So let's compare that then to our bottom part here, which we see that this is really a better way if we go through again, we call it like a clean eating jumpstart, a cleansing effect, not a super, difficult, like a juice or water fast or whatnot that is very, very harsh, we'll say, to our body. But we're doing this with whole food. So again, in this case, we see those impurities when we cleanse our body and we use whole food nutrition and water and sleep and rest to be able to repair and to help assist our liver in eliminating those toxins. Then the result is shedding some of those extra fat cells, if that is the case, or really just helping us have overall ideal health, less muscle soreness, less inflammation. So again, this same program can be used. We've had patients that are maybe undergoing cancer treatment, undergoing chemo. Maybe they're dealing with chronic pain. We're helping them to decrease inflammation. I know my husband, he uses this in his practice. He's a physical therapist. I learned about Juice Plus through almost 20 years ago when I was working as a physician assistant in our practice. It was a family practice. But again, using these nutritional tools and resources are just an incredible way to be able to help your body really to elevate to a whole new level. And this is the foundation, though, of what we're looking at. So you can see with Juice Plus, our 45 whole plant foods. This is our plant power. And again, plants are super powerful to keeping our body healthy and helping us to repair and to move forward in a really awesome way. You can think about our capsules that you'll see the trio, the 3 colors, or chewables. So the fruits, veggies, and the berries and grape blend. We call it orchard, garden, and vineyard. You can think of that as our micronutrition. So imagine our body as an engine. So this is like the oil for our engine in all these thousands of phytonutrients that really protect our body at the cellular level. Whereas the complete, that is a powder, the chocolate or vanilla, it's a shake mix that you can put in a blender, or you can just shake up or add it to some fun recipes like peanut butter balls or pancakes and such. The complete is really more of your macro nutrition. So that is like the gasoline in your car, in your engine. So it's that clean burning fuel, high fiber, all clean burning plant protein to give us a really, really awesome start to our day and to keep us going on a steady state. And the complete, especially what I consider when we have, having one shake a day is a difference maker, but when you add those 2 shakes a day, which is the foundation that we use with the Shred 10, it's a game changer. And here's why. It has to do with our glycemic index, and that the complete is a very low glycemic food. So it keeps our blood sugars level, it keeps our willpower level, and this concept, I found this for those, I know some of us on the line were reading a book here recently called The One Thing with Gary Keller, who was the founder of Keller and Williams Realty. And so this education, I found the same concept he talked about in there, but they were applying it to when you're doing your most productive work during the day, that you want to do it generally early in the morning when your willpower and your discipline, right, is at the highest. And that they talked about you need to make sure you get to bed at night early enough and get good sleep, start with a great breakfast, get some exercise. Like basically what they're recommending to build a business is the same thing we're recommending to build a healthy body. So it's very cool to see that through different areas and different markets, that just truth is truth. But definitely do your most important work when that zone of willpower is the best. And when you're using something like the Complete and you're eating more plant foods, you're going to keep your blood sugars going more level throughout the day as well. So you're not raiding the pantry or needing a nap by 2 o'clock or back to the coffee pot, to get through your afternoon. So that's super, super cool. So again, with the Juice Plus Complete shakes, they are low glycemic, vegan, non-GMO, gluten and dairy-free, 13 grams of plant-based protein, plus super powerful prebiotic fiber, high fiber, so 8 grams of fiber, and then oligosaccharide, which is a prebiotic aspect. So it helps feed those good bacteria. As you hear about our good digestion, we need to feed our microbiome or microbiota, those trillions of bacteria that live in us and on us that are symbiotic. We need them to be healthy. They need us, but we need them. And this is a perfect, those oligosaccharides are perfect fuel for those good bacteria that make many enzymes, and they make most of our serotonin that, again, for us, our brain, right, to be happy and to feel good, that is made in our gut. It's made not even by us, it's made by our good bacteria. So we want to make sure if we have a healthy digestive system, our brains are going to function better. We have less fog. We are happier, less anxiety, less depression. So it's interesting to see how all these things do fit together. You can use the Complete, though, again, as a pre-workout, post-workout drink, healthy breakfast, maybe a quick snack. We do one with a smoothie in the morning in our blender, and you can sneak other things in there to it as well. We will do other things. Lots of the recipes, though, the different protein balls, pancakes, use the Vanilla Complete. Those are my boys' some of their favorite pancake recipes. Or with that, hot chocolate, we'll make pudding out of it. After they come home from wrestling, they'll have a little almond milk with their chocolate Complete and a whisk, and just get enough, almond milk in there to make it a pudding consistency. Or we'll throw some granola or berries. So just a very versatile way that we can use the Complete as well. So again, we mentioned, though, again, with the shred, again, we're looking at shredding those food toxins and habits that are not serving us, and then we're wanting to adapt some healthier ones here along the way. So these are the guidelines for the 10 days that we're going to add more real food to our diet and our routine. So again, several cookbooks, ideas, hundreds of recipes that you get as part of this program, as well as accountability, being in a private Facebook community with this, as well as that one-on-one accountability from the person who shared this with you. That you'll have your foundation is those 45 plant foods that are comprised of your trio capsules or your chewables, as well as your 2 complete shakes a day. And drinking plenty of water, getting more sleep, moving more, so exercising on most days. And we have daily workout videos and things that are in our Facebook group event as well. And then we want to eliminate they are especially known to be inflammatory foods. So gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, and then artificial and refined sugars, and then eating after 6 p.m. or ideally trying to stop eating at least 3 hours prior to going to bed. So your body is rejuvenating when you sleep, and it's not trying to digest because those two things often, those cannot happen at the same time. So you want your digestion to be done before you go to bed. And here are some of the common things, though, that we see with our shred results. So again, people eating more fruits and veggies, healthier weight, better recovery from exercise, mental clarity. I mentioned several of these already. But what I love, though, most of all, is hearing the stories that come out of this shred. So I've asked a couple ladies to hop on here with us and to share just a little bit. Let's see. And Heather, are you back?
Yeah.
Did I lose you? You're unmuted. Okay. Yeah. Heather, please share with us some of the things that you have seen, or some of your clients maybe have seen, when it comes to the shred. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I I love this, even though we've been pursuing health for a long time, right? Many of us have already been on the journey. One of the best things for me is the focus and the intention. And so after just 10 days of powerful recipes, powerful, um, things that are just put in front of you so that you can have success every single day. I love that I was feeling better. I slept way better every night. I don't eat a lot of gluten typically, but when I really focused on not having the gluten, I was I felt lighter every morning. I slept better, like I said. I didn't have the in increasing 2 shakes a day. I always have 1 shake a day, but to 2 shakes a day, I was more regular. I had way more energy. I was less hungry. And over, especially like we're going to do here in January, having two shreds, I lost about 10 pounds over doing 3 different sheds for that month. And you wouldn't think that, wow, 10 pounds, but it really makes a difference. It's just that jacket feeling a little better after, wearing it. And you don't necessarily notice that the jeans are feeling better. And it's not about the weight necessarily, but how much better I felt. And then the one thing I did with that focus, one of my worst and hardest things was not eating after 6 p.m. because I have kids that are hungry all the time, and it's easy to just jump in with them and, oh, sure, I'll have a snack. Oh, sure, I'll have a glass of wine. Oh, sure, I'll have whatever. But when I really focused on that, I noticed incredible results. And that was probably my strongest suit, even though it was my weakest to begin with and going, oh, I don't know if I can do that. When I really focused, that was my best place where I got the best results.
That's awesome. Thank you, Heather. Those some really awesome nuggets there. And I know Heather's just been such a great support for our community in general. And that is the other piece of it is I love the things that Heather posts in there in our group and just that ongoing community and support. So thank you for sharing that. And I will hop over here to Miss Warm Weather Kimberly out in Arizona, darling. Well, why don't you share a little bit with us, please, about the shred for you or any of your clients? I know she's a physical therapist and has had a number of patients and clients here that she's done health coaching with that have had really, really tremendous results. Oh, go ahead, Kimberly.
Yeah. Well, for me, I typically eat relatively healthy and kind of follow the Shred 10 plan most days. Now I am detoxing already because I ate way too much sugar over the holidays, so I'm really looking forward to continuing this with the Shred 10. So for me, really what I focus on is continuing to eat healthy. If I have to eat past 6 o'clock, I usually try to have a shake at work and just drink that throughout the day. Sometimes I'll have 2 so that's what I have for my dinner as I'm finishing up work because I work until 6 o'clock. But what I focus on is decreasing electronic use at least like an hour before I go to bed, come home, go to bed, try to get that 7 to 9 hours of sleep way better, have more energy. And so it's really more of just a self-care of what am I doing for myself in addition to what I do already. I would say that the biggest changes are probably in my clients that I've been working with. One of my good friends suffers from GERD or acid reflux. And the one thing that she really noticed is that she was strict on not eating past 6 o'clock. She did not have any GERD. In the evening, she slept really well, and in the morning, she felt so much better. She didn't have that burning pain from the acid reflux. Definitely improved circulation and decreased inflammation from her previous surgery on her knee. And so those are some of the things that she's noticed. And then I would say probably the other most significant thing is that just helping people find a starting point. They sometimes start their Juice Plus with the Shred 10 program, losing weight. I've had people get off their blood pressure medications within the first, few weeks of doing this and being on more of the Shred 10 program. And this isn't necessarily the case for everybody, but just kind of one of those really significant, weight, 4 to 5 pounds of weight loss, decreasing medication usage, sleeping better, having more energy. It's just been great to be able to work with other individuals and see these changes, and know that I've been able to be there to support them and help them through that. And really that's what it's about, is that community support and having each other to be able to do this with.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And I love, Kimberly is such a resource of just knowledge in general. And she helps me stay accountable. I know every time I talk to her, it's like, okay, make sure we're not having the TV on late at night, staying away from the electronics. You just reminded me again, we need to get those things off in the bedroom and such. That sleep hygiene, just so many things, so many little things, so many simple steps though that can make such a huge difference though. So thank you, ladies, for sharing that. And I know we have other stories.
One more thing.
Yes. Oh, please. Yes. Jump in.
I did want to comment about same thing with many of the clients or customers that I have worked with also have experienced similar things like Kimberly said. But one thing especially is, yes, many of them started on the Juice Plus and started having the shakes, but they didn't realize how they weren't paying attention to what they were eating. And this brought a focus around to going, oh my gosh, there's a lot of sugar in that. Oh my gosh, there's gluten in that. Oh my gosh. So the label reading and the awareness and having that, and like she said, the community of people. So I just wanted to say that it really brings about an awareness of what we put in our mouths every single day.
Yes, that is, I love that, Heather. Thank you. No, you're exactly right. And that the mindfulness, I mean, that's a big, kind of buzzword here lately and just out in the community, but the really truly being mindful and connecting the dots between what we're eating and how we feel, what we are experiencing, not looking at, I'm just going from, one unhealthy snack or stressful event to another, but am I being mindful about designing my health, designing my life? We do like our Mason salad jars, doing a salad in a jar. I know many of the ladies that are on here, I think all of them are work in our community. They'll host events like that. So even if you're not shredding, go make up your salads, have your system for success in place. Whether you're doing the shred or not, I mean, definitely as you learn more about Juice Plus, about the research, it is definitely something that it became, I know for us, just a no-brainer. So just as we wind down though, we see why Juice Plus though is that foundation. As we know, we're not able to get those 7 to 13 servings of produce in our body every single day. And so this really is a way to bridge that gap though in our diet, which is awesome. And we look at though, where would you see yourself getting started? Now, most people I find will fall into that premium package where they are eating the trio capsules. Many cases they'll do the omega, the plant-based omega as well with this. We call that our quad. And then they will order enough complete to have one shake a day over that 4 months. So everything is shipped in a 4-month supply that you just pay for it by the month though as you're eating it. So the premium package, again, that will give you enough to do your 2 shakes a day for that first shred, and then stay on a maintenance of about 1 shake a day over the remainder of the 4 months. Others though, many, especially this time of year, they're going with the Shred 10 package because it's giving them not only the trio capsules, but enough for 2 shakes a day over that 4 months, because they know they're going to probably want to do the January 2nd shred, then they may want to go right on into the January 15th one and then into the February 5th one, or they know they're going to be making extra things, like they may have their 1 shake a day, but then they're like, well, I'm also going to make pancakes for the kids with it. I'm also going to make peanut butter balls. We're also going to have, 3 servings of pudding here tonight with all the kiddos. So those would be the 2 recommendations. And again, talk with the person though who invited you with this here this evening, because they can help see what program works best for you. And a little reminder down at the bottom, kids eat free. So with an adult order, that includes at least the capsules at any time, not just part of the shred, but any time though, then a child between ages 4 up through college age, undergraduate college age, can receive their Juice Plus. They receive the 20 fruits and veggies with the fruit and veggie blend, the red and green bottles of capsules or chewables for free for up to 4 years with the Children's Health Study program. That's a survey program. So, but again, we are so thrilled to have you join us here this evening. And again, for those that are catching us on the replay, please connect with us. And again, the dates for January will be January 2nd. We'll be starting a group, and then also January 15th. So definitely plug in with either of those. And if you have questions, or if it's something where you look at and you feel like, I don't know if I'm ready to jump into all that, I just want to do one simple change. I've had many people over the years. That's how I started, certainly way before Shred. That was almost 20 years ago. We just made the one simple change by just flooding our body with the capsules. That's where we started. And as I was suffering from, low immune system, a lot of inflammation, chronic infections, Epstein-Barr virus in the form of mono. So a lot of health challenges that I had been dealing with, though, just by starting that catalyst of making that one simple change, that got my health snowball rolling in a good direction. Then I started making healthier changes and healthier. So that's, if this isn't for you, if doing all of it all at once isn't for you, flood your body with fruits and veggies. There's no simpler way to get that in. Definitely Juice Plus is the tried and proven way, research backed way of getting that nutrition in. And then maybe incorporate one of the items a month. Maybe next month it'll be dairy, eliminating dairy, or maybe 1 month it'll be working towards gluten. So we are here to work with you, because we know not, everyone's needs and timing are different. So again, talk with the person who invited you, and they can help customize what is going to work for you the best. But we invite those that will be shredding with us. Definitely go ahead and get your orders in, so that you'll be able to get those here starting out here this next week with us. And even if it comes a day late or so, that's okay too. Just hop right in, start reading up, start implementing the other guidelines, and then jump right in with us as soon as your Juice Plus gets there. So, okay, well, I am going to go ahead and we'll stop our recording, and then I'll open up. If you have any questions, we'll take a minute or two to do that as well. So thank you everyone for being with us tonight.